I have a goal when I first started this YouTube channel, and is to provide enough value for people to understand what does it mean to wear Trikko. And this is the thing that I love about YouTube and long format, is that I can cover any topic as deep as I want. And when I was planning my first YouTube videos, I had two different choices. Like, I have one choice, which is do the lifestyle videos that almost everyone is doing and just play the views game. And there is another path, which is provide value and filter the people that watch your content and attract high quality people. So if you are watching this, you already can guess which path I have chosen. So here I am, 8 years after starting Trikko. It's been a crazy journey. This is my first time doing a Q&A in long format. So I've done this Q&A in my Instagram, that I'm gonna leave it somewhere here. And I've chosen the 8 best questions, the ones that I think that are gonna provide you value, and the ones that I think I can cover properly. So that said, let's go into it. The first one is, how much effort did it take to go from 0 to 10 compared to going from 10 to 100? For me, this is a very, very good question. Even more nowadays that there's a lot of scammers and gurus selling you courses when they have never done a shit. But before answering the question, I want to make clear that there is no universal truth. Obviously, there's fundamentals that applies to every brand and every business, but there is no universal truth, because everything is determined by our own lens that comes from our own experience. So in my case, in my own experience building Trikko, it's way harder in this situation that I'm right now, that I'm trying to scale from 7 to 8 figures, than going from 0 to 10. When you are first starting any project, you normally have nothing to lose. For example, in my case, I come from absolutely zero, so I had nothing to lose. All I had to do is to show up every single day, figure out shit on how to do it. Any win was a big win for me. That's the first thing. So you expose yourself to the risks subconsciously without taking nothing into consideration. But now it's a way different game. From one side, every decision must be calculated because the consequences of that decision are way bigger. We have a lot to lose now in terms of finances, in terms of brand reputation, in terms of team. And now we are in a stage that what's separating us from 7 to 8 figures of revenue per year is basically a strong big team. And if you study the greatest, it's the hardest task you will ever face, because managing people is way harder than managing how I can make money or how can I grow on social media. So by far, it's way harder to scale from 7 to 8 to 9 figures than to just getting started, because in most of the cases you just need to be consistent, show up every day, and you will figure things out and you will get to a better point than your initial point. If I had to start Trikko again, what's the one thing that I would change? And I was thinking about this one, but me personally, I think that what makes us unique is our lens on how we see the world, right? And that comes from our own experiences, the good and the bad ones. So I think that all the mistakes that I've done in my journey are necessary for me to be in the position I am right now. But if I have to say something, would be definitely learn more into brand identity, because back in 2018, when we first started Trikko, I had no clue about brand identity, about how I'm gonna polarize the audience, about how I'm gonna stay true to my values regardless of the views that I'm gonna get. I was just thinking how to make money to get out of my hood, out of my city, and help my family. And it was when I started making money, when I started thinking that I need to stand out from the rest, I'm looking like everyone else. I want to have my own identity, something that I'm proud of, something that I wear daily. Right now, I'm a walking ad. Like, I'm in the airport and people tell me, you are the Trikko boy, just because I'm head to toe on Trikko. So if I had to change one thing, would be brand identity since the very first day. Now in every project that I get myself involved, I spend with my brother, with the team, most of the time initially into developing the brand identity, because I think that's the one thing that gonna open you all the doors of content, of design, of communication, of everything. How do you maintain brand culture and vision as the team grows? Wow, this is a very good one. And I've been struggling with this one, to be honest. I've lost like 2 or 3 team members in the last 2-3 months. And one of the good things about me is that I always take self-accountability of the bad things. Even though if I'm not involved into the output, I take self-accountability. One of the big mistakes that founders do when it comes to this point is that when they get to a certain point, they start delegating, which is mandatory. Don't get me wrong, you need to delegate, but you cannot ghost that department or that task. Like, you need to be always controlling what's happening in your company. I don't care about what other people say. I'm saying about my opinion and about how I see it. So, for example, right now in our design department, I speak with our 2 designers daily. I just ask how is it going, or I share with them some ideas I have or some inspiration pictures that I have. That's one of the ways to do it. Then brand culture is not just like a quote in the wall. You need to lead by example. If I say that we are a game changers brand, I always go the extra mile, so the team sees like, yo, this guy is always pushing more than us. So it's leading with example, but still you will have problems because every person is a different world. There's people that they don't have any values, that they will not come to you face to face, they will have hidden intentions, and you just learn how to manage that with time, I guess, and with experience by managing more and more people. Tomorrow I have an interview and I'm preparing how and what I'm gonna be asking her. And I'm preparing that based on my experience with all the previous team members that we had. And last but not least, I think brand culture is also related on how you treat the team and how you reward them. So if you ask, let's say you ask for a tech file and it's done in the same day or before the deadline, make sure you express how grateful you are. And obviously in the financial side, you have to reward accordingly. The number 4th question is probably my favorite one because I think this one literally changed my life during the last 2 years. How do you prioritize your tasks, gym, brand, etc.? I've been struggling for more than a decade, I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was 50 kilos body weight. Like, imagine that, as a grown man. So yeah, I've been struggling with it. I've tried all type of routines, but at the end of the day, it comes to alignment and not balance. You need to set up daily non-negotiables, and this is things that you need to do every single day of your life, no matter where you are or what you are doing, holidays, work, whatever. So once you set up your daily non-negotiables, for example, in my case, I don't go to bed until I do them all. I pray daily, I train daily. Maybe I don't go to the gym, but I go for a run or I go to a boxing session, but I always do a workout every single day. And every day I work on the brand because it's my purpose and my vision. If we want to keep it exclusively into the brand, every day I do creative stuff because it's the stuff that I enjoy the most, and I also do revenue generating tasks that mainly are content related. So it can be ideation of content, it can be filming content as I'm doing right now, posting content. It's content related mainly, but there's more obviously, but this is the main one. I'm a true believer of being the best example of what you sell. So that's why we've been working on the app that I use daily to track all my non-negotiables, from reading, from praying, from posting content, from eating healthy, avoiding sugar. It's 66 challenge. Science proved that after 66 days in a row doing the same things, that becomes part of your lifestyle, and it's gonna blow your mind how you're gonna change your life drastically in every realm. I'm gonna be leaving the link in the description for anyone that wants to join. We will have a free version as well, so make sure to hit that button. What's your drop design production process? Well, we've been discussing this recently on a meeting because I've been studying our process. I track everything on Notion, so I found some mistakes that we were doing. I had to make it clear for the team because Doesn't matter how clear it sounds in my head, I need to communicate to the team. Always start with a concept. Like inside Trikko, we need a reason for those clothes to exist. The concept can be like a racing drop that you can actually design logos related to racing, camo, or it can be a concept that's something that's aligned with the brand identity. For example, in May, we did Hood Hero drop because we come from a very humble hood, so we wanted to represent a group of people. Once we have the idea, we jump into one important thing, which is the color palette and the category decision. I mean, what are we gonna be dropping? A jacket, knitwear, sets, t-shirts? So that's the first thing that we need to lock in. After that, the third step is preparing a good mood board. And for that, we have like kind of a Bible of brands that we use as a main source of inspiration. And then we add a second layer of inspiration that could be our own good, our own lifestyle, our own experiences. We end up with a unique product. And as you can see in the last year, we improved drastically our designs by implementing this system. And obviously having a better understanding of our identity and what our customers want. And then it's just like designing accordingly to those colors, to the category of products that we decided, and to the mood board that we've built. This is one of the things that I enjoy the most with content creation, and it's the design process, because like I travel every single month and every couple weeks actually, and that brings me a lot of perspective. I visit a lot of stores in different countries, so I really love put all that inputs that I'm getting every single week into a mood board. Obviously, we're gonna have questions of people that are gonna be asking about money, but before going with this question, I wanted to make something clear, and that you should never trust people that sharing screenshots of money, of revenue. 99% of them are wrong. What's the point of me of talking here about how much money I make? What kind of value that's gonna bring to you? Like, let's be real, we all know who's making money, who's not making money, who's making money selling courses ChatGPT made. I will never ever talk about money in any interview, in any podcast, in any of my videos. The question is, for how much would you sell Trikko? If I'm honest, like me and my brother Moad, we are Trikko, and Trikko is me and Moad, so I would never sell 100% of the brand. That's something that I have very, very clear. But obviously, there's different types of options for the future, but not for now, because there's a part of the brand which is mainly the vision that we have for the mid and long term, and the work we are putting for that vision that cannot be quantified. So until I don't build the team, the solid one that I have in my mind, I cannot sit into a table to negotiate for the prices that I'm aiming for. I'm not gonna be selling the brand right now unless you knock my door with some 8 figures cash, let's say, but that's not gonna happen. We're not in that situation. So the reply is that I'm not selling Trikko yet, and I would never sell 100% of it. What are the key points about how Trikko is managed that differentiates from the rest? We are one of the few genuine brands that produce both a high quality and a high quantity of genuine content, like real life content, and we don't do things in the sake of creating content. So this point is something that people really appreciate, and they feel that it's genuine, and I think it's one of the biggest things that separates Trikko from the rest. I know a lot of brand owners, and it's something that I've mentioned before. We are involved, me and my brother, in every single part of the brand, in every single process. Yesterday I was visiting our 3PL, our logistics center. I like to go there and see how they pack our orders. I speak daily with our design department. I'm always constantly looking for people to hire. I'm documenting, creating content from my personal brand daily to attract high quality people that understand the brand. So I think this is something that really differentiates us from the rest. And the third one is that we are a brand that never feared polarizing. If we have to do a Palestine related event, we do it. If we have to avoid content that's not related with the brand identity, even though we're gonna get views and sales from it, we avoid it. We preach that you can succeed in life without compromising your values, and I can tell you, well, you can already see on the internet that brands can do anything for views. even more for money. So yeah, I think we are pretty unique in that sense. And the last one, it's a very personal one, and it's how was your childhood? I come from a very humble family. I will do a video that I have in mind properly when I go back to my hometown, which is gonna be about my story. But there was a point where I was like going through a lot. I was working on a restaurant for like 3-4 euros per hour. I was going to university using that money to fund my university, to get my degree. And during nights I was coming at home to work into the brand with my brother Moad. So I spent 1 year where I went from literally being at zero every single month to start making money, till the point that I was going to the restaurant while making more money with the brand. My childhood also gave me a lot of perspective about how hard life was, and I'm gonna tell you something that is very personal for me. When I left the restaurant, I had like 4-5k euros saved in cash after all that year that I was making money. So I had that amount of money saved, but then I had a little bit more of money in my bank account. But for me, those 4k that I had in cash from the restaurant felt like 100k or even more, because of the amount of work that I had to put there to get that money. So when I bought my first car, it was with that cash, and it really was a milestone for me, till the point that I have a brand new car right now, but I still keep that first car because of how much that money meant to me. And why I'm saying this is because in social media, we are losing perspective of how hard things are to get or to achieve. And people are talking about 6, 7, 8, 9 figures just like that. 100k is a lot of money. Doesn't matter if 100k is just a bill. It's a lot of money. Get reality hits from time to time and see that even though in my inner world I only interact with people doing business, about the brand, I know that out there like things are tough, so that keeps me grounded. And I think it's something that I carry from my childhood and I'm very proud of. If you are watching all these vlogs, I truly appreciate it. Any ideas, anything that you want to see, give it to me in the comments. I will make sure to cover it. And that's it for today. Until the next one.